Welcome back to You Like That, You Like That. Another podcast. We're going into the round of 16 in the South bracket, which has some pretty good battles. Steve Salata, Brian Perschetti, Kayla Fuller, Troy McGatlin. Let's do this. Steve, go ahead and start us off with what do we got?
We're going to go bottom to the top because we know that the top two is going to be our biggest arguing. We're going to start with 1957 versus 1969, the 2 seed versus the 4 seed. I love the films in 1957. Bridget on the River Kwai is clearly the best one. It won all the Oscars. It won director. It won actor for our friend Obi-Wan. Mm-hmm. And basically is the dominant film of this year. Peyton's Place, Sayonara. The film that we all cried at, Old Yeller. Is also, and then other, some of my favorite films in this year, Gunfight at the OK Corral, Kirk Douglas and Burt Lancaster. Mm-hmm. Farewell to Arms. I just love that book. Movies is good. And Affair to Remember, Cary Grant. I love me some Cary Grant, although that movie probably wasn't his greatest masterpiece. Versus...
So we still got Seventh Seal, Pass the Glory. 57 is.
Yeah. I'm still looking at 1969 as the juggernaut, though, in terms of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Midnight Cowboy, Easy Rider, True Grit, some amazing other films, The Wild Bunch. Yeah. They Shoot Horses, Don't They? Is one of my favorite films of that year as well. But clearly, Butch Cassidy, the Sundance Kid, was the 1,000-pound elephant in the room, and basically swept everything. And will get my vote to win between these two as well. 1969, I think.
Brian, what do you got?
It's close.
No debate for me either. I'm sorry.
It's close because I really honestly think you can put Butch Cassidy up against Bridge on the River Kwai, and that's a definite argument. But then when you start looking at the other films, clearly 69 just is a murderer's row.
Yeah,
Midnight Cowboy, Easy Rider, even Hello Dolly. It's easier for me once I start reading the rest of the films.
And Wild Bunch. I mean, there's just some really.
I do love me some Elvis Presley. He had good Jailhouse Rock back in 1957.
Yeah,
it's awesome. But
69 for me too. Caleb, what do you got?
Oh, I got 69. 69 moves on.
69 as well.
All right, let's. So, Brian, what do you got there? You got films of
1974 and 1997. 1974 being the 6th seed, and 97 coming from the 8th seed. 1974 has some great movies in here: Godfather 2, Chinatown, Young Frankenstein, and Blazing Saddles. Some of the best comedies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It has the original Longest Yard.
Alice doesn't live here anymore. Scorsese. Shout out.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's a loaded year, 1974.
Sugarland Express.
And it's going up against another loaded year, 97. Titanic, which we've said, LA Confidential, Fifth Element, Austin Powers, the first one, great one. Starship Troopers, which is a guilty pleasure of mine.
Remaking it again.
Not surprised. Good Will Hunting, Face Off, Boogie Nights, as good as it gets. Really stacked year across the board, too, in every genre.
Liar.
This one, as tough as it is, I got to give it to 1997, in my opinion. I mean,
Wag the Dog.
I think it's part of it's a generational thing. Growing up, a lot of these movies were ones I watched as a kid.
Sure.
Everything from The Game, Jackie Brown,
God,
Air Force One.
I love Jackie Brown so much.
And I love a lot of those. I think this is a volume thing. While 1974 has some of my some really, really top favorite movies of mine. However, I think 97 just has more.
Caleb, what do you got?
Volume.
All right, so for me, I've it's really close. Me and Brian are of the same age, and so
same ilk.
Probably my favorite film total between either year is Boogie Nights. Just one of my all-time favorites. A real close, important movie to me is When I Got in Films.
Yeah.
It's one of the movies I call my personal five that kind of was like, hey, I want to,
Emulate.
be involved in this part of this industry because of that film and 4 others. But
The 4 others being porn.
yeah, that actually a good friend of mine, the actress in my short, our first little we should work together type of deal. We actually saw Boogie Nights at the New Bev, which is Tarantino's.
Yeah.
Shout out to the New Bev. But having said all that, it's a matter of quantity or just quantity. I have to go 74. And the reason is there's there's just 10 films that are just God, those movies are they're just really, really, really good. I'm a big Bond fan, so I The Man with the Golden Gun. Shout out to Christopher Lee, but Chinatown, Conversation, which I'm actually not the biggest fan of. I like it. I don't love it.
I respect it.
I don't love it. I like it.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm a big Mel Brooks fan. Young Frankenstein, Frankenstein. Blazing Saddles, and Blazing Saddles is one of those films that, once again, in today's climate, it's not a film that could be made today, which I think is a negative. I think that's bad for art and for humans, but which makes me appreciate it even more. But it's also the Mel Brooks character is kind of like our president. So,
Yeah.
I didn't get a harumph out of that.
Kind of.
Harumph.
74 also has the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah,
which
Godfather.
That's tough.
Ellen Bernstein wins an Oscar by Martin Scorsese's direction. Alice doesn't live anymore. Not a great Scorsese film, but a good Scorsese film.
I think it's easy for me too. 74 is for me.
I'm going 74 also.
It's close though.
No, it's
so close
It's
for
not
me.
like 97 is a bad year by any stretch of imagination, but
For me, it wasn't close.
Well, I'm saying that's why the preface for me. I totally get where Brian's coming from with the just generational. I've seen more total movies from 97, but Boogie Nights is the movie for me in either one. But I just like that. Just Mel Brooks kind of Okay.
the tag team of Godfather in Chinatown.
Chinatown. Yeah.
For me, The Towering Inferno is the film. Not really. Not really.
I do love Young Frankenstein. I can watch that any day of the week, and it's still goddamn funny 40 years later.
Still hilarious.
That's the thing.
And Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
Where are the white women at?
Now, and again, that goes back to, Mel Brooks had one hell of a year when you have those two films in a
Those
year.
are his 2 best
That's
films.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Those are the films that when Mel Brooks is studied 100 years from now, okay, in 2117, they're gonna be, oh, Mel Brooks, he was this world famous satirist and hilarious comedian. And what's he most known for? Oh, Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein. Oh, what years did those come out? Oh, the same fucking year. Yeah. Oh, wow, that guy's good.
Yeah, guys got some skills.
Don't get me started.
All right, so 74 is moving on.
Somehow I got 85 twice in a row, but we got to 85, which is our 7th seed, versus 46, which is our 5th seed. Now, being that 46 did not get all of my vote last time, I will say I'm a big fan of The Big Sleep. Has a big influence on one of my favorite films, The Big Lebowski. You gotta love Bogart. As Steve said, Notorious, great Bogart film. Excuse me, Bogart film. Great Hitchcock film. So a lot of stuff in there. I don't want to recap all of them. If you want to know what it is, check out our podcast.
Yeah, listen to the last podcast.
Yeah. But there's this movie. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it or not. It's called Back to the Future. That is my childhood. That and Star Wars, above Jurassic Park, above I can't say equal to Indiana Jones. Like a movie that I watched. Those as far as big budget movies go. Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, Star Wars. I've watched them so many times. I know the difference between the TNT cut as opposed to the real life theatrical cut. I've seen those movies so many fucking times. It's unreal. Very important movie to me. I don't know yet though. I haven't made a decision.
That is damn tough because 85 is close to my heart again because that's the years I grew up in.
Rocky IV.
Rocky IV. I remember seeing that on Thanksgiving.
He single-handedly stopped the Cold War, guys.
Yeah, he set us up there. 46 has got some pretty great stuff in there. My Darling Clementine, Notorious, It's a Wonderful Life. This is one of those I hate because it's my childhood versus film history is what it boils down to.
Right.
I don't have a decision either yet.
Brian, Steve, what are you guys thinking?
It's tough for me too.
I'm on 85.
85.
All right.
Any analysis on that?
Any film that you
Anything that puts it over?
I mean,
Persuade us.
I think the depth on that year for me, Goonies is one of my all-time favorites. If I'm going back to childhood movies,
Shout out to
just
Lauren.
that, yeah, just that childhood innate curiosity aspect of it. I think is so much fun, and I remember really enjoying that. And Back to the Future. I love Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Dude, I do too.
There's a film. There's a film.
I
Tim
love
Burton.
Pee-wee.
Yeah,
Hey, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a brilliant film. It's
a great
and it's a
movie.
great callback to
Yeah.
Bicycle Thief.
Exactly.
Can I give you guys a little nugget of Caleb's childhood?
Yeah.
Since we're on the topic of childhood.
Yeah.
There was a summer when I was 8. So it was the same year the Broncos won the Super Bowl on the
Okay.
first one. And shout out to the 97 team.
97. Yeah.
That summer, I went over to my grandma's house, okay? And I only watched 2 movies that she had on VHS all summer. There were only 2. She only had 20 VHS tapes. She's a grandma. She didn't have that shit. But she had 2, and I only wanted to watch 2. And I watched literally both of them every day for 6 weeks. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the only one that matters, Gene Wilder. Shout out to Gene Wilder, rest in peace. And Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Large Marge, tell him she sent you. I fucking love both of those. You know how many times I've seen those movies, okay?
Deep in the heart of Texas. It's a level stupid comedy that just is so brilliant.
But it's so
Brilliant.
bizarre
Yes.
and weird, but awesome, you know? And
Also, something that would not come out nowadays. It's way
way.
too the
Weird.
pedophilia aspect
Yeah.
and the man.
I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah, it's
You are,
really,
but what am I?
really a little off, but great movie, very fun. I think there's a lot of fun movies. I love the first Fright Night.
also,
I'm a big fan of Fright Night.
fucking Burt Reynolds is in that movie. Burt Reynolds has
there
a
you go.
cameo in Big Top.
Does
Or not
he?
Big Top,
No.
Big Adventure.
Yeah.
And I
He
think,
does, yeah, when at the end. Yeah.
I think the reason I'm
yeah.
so sided
Tom?
on it is I've only seen a handful of the 46 movies, so it's more.
Yeah, it's
my
weighted towards that.
knowledge of 85 is just greater, so that's kind of leading me towards that.
What do you think, Steve?
It's tough because there are so many films in 85 that are so good. I mean, even Cocoon, it's really tough. I think I am leaning though 46 mostly because that
We'll put
It's
it
got
over.
some.
as much as I love the films in 85, because I'm as much a fan of Back to the Future as anybody. It's one of the first films where I was like, no, you got to actually stay for the end because the end is good. That truly how I got into film was through My Darling Clementine and Notorious.
So those are the
They
two
kind
that
of-
put it over?
That kind of bookend me in terms of My Darling Clementine was sort of my introduction to that film is more of than just, hey, something to eat popcorn with. And Notorious was at the end of my, school of finding out truly what art is. And I'm a big Stanley Cavell fan for those of you out there keeping track. I'm not a huge film theorist. I'm not a fan of Paulina Kael. I'm okay with art being conversation and love and emotions. And it doesn't have to be all technical. And that's why I think Notorious just crushes everything. So I guess I'm 46. I'm on 46.
All right, nice. So we got 185, 146. Where you at?
I'm going to probably lean 46 too. I just think that some of the films of 46 are. We're talking 60 some odd years later, and It's a Wonderful Life is still playing every year.
Yeah, but it's a little overrated for me.
Well,
My
yeah,
taste.
but it's still. It's still a touchstone film. It's still something that you could say It's a Wonderful Life, and people will know what you're talking about, right?
Well, that's true.
Same with Hitchcock with Notorious. It's just John Ford. I think that's just a very. And again, don't get me wrong. I love the films of '85. I just don't know if they have the weight of the films of '46.
I agree.
That's a very good point. That's a very strong, fair point. I think we're gonna have to. I think
We're
gonna
going
have
to goddamn coin.
I think no.
Oh,
Fuck the coin. We're gonna go to the other films
Second tier.
of the year.
Second tier, okay.
Yeah, to prove this, to break this tie, because I think I'm going with 85. And by I think I'm marking it 8.
Somebody have 46 up, deeper 46.
I got some deep 85 while you guys can pull up the 46s.
Okay, yeah, I'll pull up
Brian, you got some 85s up?
Yeah.
Color Purple, View to Kill, Rambo Part 2. They drew First Blood, not me. That's when Rambo's like rated out.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, in 1946, the
Brazil.
highest grossing film is a Disney film called Song of the South.
Song of the South.
Oh boy, that's racist.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's
Holy cow.
That movie is so racist.
Disney
that,
doesn't even play it anymore.
Yeah.
No. Well, they should, but that movie's so racist that like it's uncomfortable for anybody with a pulse. It's just it's just like Jesus Christ. It's past the point of offensive, and it's just like, damn, that's right. All you can do is kind of like either like awkwardly like smile or like just like
Walt was racist motherfucker.
Hey, facts are facts. Yeah,
Super racist.
Walt and Henry Ford.
So okay, Henry Fonda. Ford.
Not Henry Fonda. Henry Ford.
He might have been too, but yeah.
Yeah, I know Henry Ford was a big
All
anti-Semite.
right, and the deeper 46. You've got
Postman always
rings twice. The Yearling.
Okay, that's a
Great
good
Expectations. Duel in the Sun.
Rita Hayworth, Gilda.
Gilda.
So
yeah.
let's not just spitball. Give me 3. Give me your 3.
Is Big Sleep? Did we discuss
It
that?
has to. I mean, I said it, but that has to be in there.
But is it top or a second tier?
Top.
Okay.
I would say that's in the top 5 of that.
Yeah, of course
for
it is.
sure.
But I mean, I'm trying to figure what our top 5 are before we start going second tier. So then, if you do that, then you got to go with probably Great Expectations, Yearling. Steve,
Yeah.
Duel in the Sun, maybe. Postman Always Rings Twice.
Yeah, Duel in the Sun. Postman always rings twice. There's Fred Astaire and Bing Crosby and Blue Skies. Do we like dancing? I also think Henry V and
Henry V, yeah. Won an Oscar Best Actor.
and I need to look up Brief Encounter, David Lean's movie. It doesn't show up in U.S. grossing, but
So give me outside your top 5 for 85.
I think the top 5 are probably like your Goonies, Back to the Future, Breakfast Club, Color Purple.
Yeah.
I think outside of the top
Brazil.
5,
Those
Yeah.
are the top 5.
I think
Brazil's
Pee Wee would be outside the top 5.
Yeah.
Fright Night or Cocoon,
Out of
Rocky
Africa.
4,
Yeah.
Out of Africa.
Yeah.
Not great, but it's in the
it's in the conversation. It won Best Picture. I get it.
Return of the Living Dead, which I like that one actually.
So,
That's most of them.
Pale Rider.
go with Pale Rider.
Pale Rider. Anytime Eastwood goes into Western form.
I would say 2 films that I like a lot. I'm not saying that they necessarily compete, but they're films that I've seen a lot that I prefer. Not great, but Commando and The Last Dragon. Both movies I really enjoy.
Oh yeah, no, I like.
Yeah, Last
Very
Dragon.
good. Very glorious Last
Dragon's
Dragon.
A bit of a cult.
Huge cult following. Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, and not to mention, Commando brought us one of the best one-liners of all time. He throws a pipe in the guy's chest and says,
Let
"Let off
some
some steam.
steam."
Let off some steam, Bennett." So good. Are you kidding me?
All right. Anybody changing their mind? See, that's the problem. We
It
can
doesn't
argue all day.
really. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I guess the second half of 85 isn't great. Like there's not a lot of.
Well, most of these years, second halves aren't great. There's
No,
usually,
yeah, the majority
If you
of
get
them,
10
yeah.
films that and there's a couple of years that have 10 films that are.
Yeah, don't. I'm. You're breaking the whole mojo.
okay, go,
You're
go,
breaking my
go.
ability to agree with you. Yeah. I would say maybe the second half. What was your top 3 again? Your top 3 for
Top 3?
for secondary.
For secondary?
Yeah.
It's probably, what we say, not that one. Well, here's 3 or 4. Great Expectations, The Yearling, Duel in the Sun.
yeah, it's Duel in the
Postman always
Sun,
rings
and the
twice.
Postman always rings twice.
Yeah, that's not great either. Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
to say, I mean, looking at 85 and remembering the conversation that I had with my production office,
You gonna swing 85 in there?
I don't know. It's tough because there are movies here that I didn't connect with really at all. But I also realize,
But we have to think of this as ourselves. I mean, we're making this for ourselves. People can
Yeah.
write in and complain if they want, and I've gotten plenty of those. But this is the four of us making this list.
I mean,
Yeah.
if I'm going to walk around quoting a movie, Fletch is one of the movies.
Of
that
course.
Fletch is. I saw Fletch. I didn't want to
You
throw it
know,
out there.
No,
first.
Fletch should
love
be thrown
Fletch,
out
though.
there.
You know, I
Great
talk
score, by
about
the
ball
way.
bearings a lot for
Well, we got to move on, people.
Let's make a decision.
Yeah, it's
We can either do that,
You know,
coin flip it,
was
whatever.
Witness one of the top fives in 1985 for you guys?
It was a good film.
I don't think that's in the top 5.
No, it wasn't in our top
No.
5, but it was. It's
because I love that film.
Yeah, no, it's a
And
good film.
Yeah.
It could be.
Here's
If it's in your top
if
5.
it shifts the
Who knows?
Weird,
yeah.
Weird
Are you
Science
flipping?
was also one of my favorites growing up.
I
I
think
actually
Steve's
got a
flipping.
chance to watch it recently, and it is so bad.
Yeah.
Like it's so
Yeah, revisiting
Some
movies
things-
like that can always
some
it
things
could
don't
be,
actually fly well. Okay, anybody changing? If not, we have to go to coin. I really don't want to go to coin.
No, I think
coin it.
I can change to
Nope.
85
No.
All right, all right.
85 advances?
We'll go 85 then.
by a hair.
And gentlemen, we are here.
All apologies to 1946.
Yeah, and by the way, I will get that email from somebody who complains that whatever. All right, so this is the top dog of this fight here.
And to me and Troy off camera and off mic, we're mentioning this matchup here is a matter of true in boxing. To give a boxing analogy, this is the comparison of two of the hardest hitting humans in the history of mankind in their primes facing off. So this is like 1974, 75 George Foreman, mean George Foreman, pre-grills, okay? Pre-nice guy. This is like asshole militant George Foreman versus like 1988 Tyson, like pre-rape Tyson. This is like just, hey, this fight's only going 5 rounds and they're going to be bloody and there'll be haymakers.
Yeah, all right, here.
Sorry to preface
I'll list
so long.
76 I'll go with first. 76, Rocky, All the President's Men, Bound for Glory, Network, Taxi Driver.
We don't have to recap all of them.
No, there's
Look at the last one if you know.
there's so many.
Which one is, of all those years, which one are you going with? Which is the one you're like,
Wait,
that's the best
year
movie?
or film? What are we talking about?
Films.
Yeah, the film, but of the year, what's your top film?
Okay, in 76, and then this is personal. I always, there's 2 of them I really love, but I'm going to default to Rocky just because there's so much memory I have with Rocky over so many years, you know. And I can always go to that film. And let me tell you, if you want to talk about a guy cry film, into that film, man, I am a slushy muss. You know, I just. But you know that is my other film that I can go into, and it's really relevant today. All the President's Men, I think, is a brilliant film. I think it is. There is some stuff happening. There's a long shot in that film nobody ever talks about, and it's just a shot of Redford making phone calls, and it's just a very slow pushing. But it's almost a 5-minute shot of just a slow pushing. He's calling people and checking facts. Brilliant, and it's so subtle, but you know, it never gets talked to. It is a long shot because it's not all fancy.
For me, that is the movie for the year. For me, it's All the President's Men, and then I jump. I'm not that huge of a Rocky fan. I know that it's a seminal movie for you, but then I go to Taxi Driver, and then Network, and then
come on, you can list a laundry list of films in there.
70s. Okay, so for me, just to continue this building of 76, for me, Taxi Driver is not only one of my favorite films, not only one of my favorite actors' best films, in Robert De Niro, only one of my favorite directors' best films, Martin Scorsese, but it's just a great. I think it might be one of the best examinations of a film of somebody going crazy. Yeah. Like, but not over the top, not like
not Shining.
I don't mean this in a criticism, but not like Shining. Yeah. But like just like this is a guy who is just is making wrong choices.
Yeah.
And it's so well acted, and it's a really great film. And like I said earlier, Network for me is kind of how you guys are talking about All the President's Men. It's like this social movie it just stands the test of time, and it's really important.
Brian, anything in 76 stand out for you?
Only thing I'm going to say, because I feel like we've beaten
Yeah.
all these movies to death, is the fact that a network and All the President's Men are still so relevant
yeah.
today. That
Yeah,
is
I agree.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
From 1976, you're looking at 4 decades later.
Yeah, and it's actually playing stronger now almost than it has.
That's amazing. That's
As they say, you know, if you don't fix or don't learn from your mistakes, that's what we're going through. Okay, 99. We'll jump in there real fast.
yeah.
You can just name 2 films, Fight Club and Matrix, right off the top.
I'm going to say right now that it's going to be, despite everything that we've said about 76, 99 it's fucking loaded.
It's
To say, there you can go 4 tiers of films.
Toy Story 2 for crying out loud. Blair Witch.
3 Kings.
Magnolia.
Being
Bring
John
out the
Malkovich.
dead, the
Being
insider.
John Malkovich.
Green Mile.
Office Space.
Office.
Iron
Space.
Giant.
Iron Giant.
Boys Don't Cry. Eyes Wide Shut.
Austin Powers. for
I mean,
fuck's sake.
Blair Witch, Sixth Sense.
The first American Pie, which really started the early
Yeah.
2000s,
Yeah.
raunchy R. I mean, like that really.
It's not a good movie, but
It's-
it
no, no,
started,
not-
it
Exactly.
reintroduced the
A comedy, an R-rated comedy.
It's
the
good in the
R-rated
sense
comedies,
of
yeah.
it's goodness in the way that a John Hughes film is good. I think it's kind of the '90s version of a John Hughes.
Any,
Shout out to
any
Paul
given
and Chris
any
Weitz.
given Sunday.
Three
Any given
Kings.
Sunday,
3 Kings is
1999.
another good one.
Is that '97? I think.
This one's tough for me because
Oh, is it?
both these
Okay.
years are really good years. I wish this was a later down the line fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, this,
And I
this
mean-
is,
Oh, by the
this is big.
We're missing Ghost Dog. Shout out to Jim Jarmusch. Great film.
Yeah, I this is boy.
I mean, once again, if this is based on just
Personal opinion.
the years, though, I think that there's overall maybe a few better films from '76. I think there's
It's
a few
definitely
more,
top heavier.
I think there's a few more important films.
I agree.
From '76.
99 also spans. It has movies for all ages.
What's
Whatever
it,
your
Stuart
gender
Little, Toy
is,
Story?
whatever kind of
Yeah.
movie you like, it's very diverse. But I agree with
Are you
with
kidding?
what you're saying.
Bad News Bears?
76 is
I think that
I don't know if you've watched that recently, but like literally that movie wouldn't get. I mean, the update.
No, they could
of it-
never do. They could
But
never.
man, the bad news, he was like drinking beer.
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh,
like all the
absolutely.
kids. were
76.
kicking- Like I mean,
that's why they made that
Pink
shitty,
Panther Strikes Again, A Star Is Born.
I would say though, for me, just I'm about to put in my vote, but for me, 76 has a lot more top heavy films, but I think it does peter off after you get past about 10, 8 to 10.
solution. I think it goes deeper than that, but that's
Okay,
personal opinion.
okay. But I think once
Squirm.
again,
Oh,
I
man.
think that the stronger movies are in 76, at least to start. But I gotta say, 99 goes for I think it goes a little longer.
It's unbelievable.
And the only I'm only basing this now off of. I mean, it's both are quality.
Yeah,
years,
I mean,
but
listen, I love
quantity.
myself some Galaxy Quest.
there's a.
I mean, Talented
there's a
Mr. Ripley,
underrated
they-
movie,
Oh, totally. It's fantastic, especially if you watch Star Trek and understand them.
right? But even outside of that,
No, yeah. Toy Story 2.
Yeah,
bro.
never
Should we
watched
should we
Star
take a vote, see where we stand, and if we need to?
This one's really tough.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
tough.
That is
even
really tough.
even the Virgin Suicide is good. It's a decent
Yeah.
movie.
I made the bracket. I seeded 1999 as my number one in this.
I've got to go 99 as well.
I'm going 76.
I got to go 99.
It sucks to do,
That
but
is-
I
It's
it's a
really
lot-
sucks to eliminate some amazing
It's,
movies
it's
in a year.
really
just
tough to
because-
eliminate. Like, I swear, like All the President's Men and Taxi Driver and Network and
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Josie Wales.
I don't think I think that I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I think that as you said, All the President's Men, Taxi Driver, Network, and Rocky are better than like
Those are mega
the top
heavy
4 films in 99. But 99 just keeps coming and coming
Yeah.
and coming.
I
coming.
won't fault it for that. It
but
did-
also for me, I
Iron
mean,
Giant. God damn it.
yeah. See, that's the thing is that I go back to the films that mean more to me, and I mean, sorry, Toy Story 2, Iron Giant are 2 animated films that I would watch before Taxi Driver.
Well,
So
I know.
What do you mean there? Yeah. Say what you specifically mean. Okay, so
maybe the South Park movie, but
Maybe South Park.
no, Taxi Driver is my favorite movie of '76 by.
That Network,
I
absolutely.
mean, all
And
the
Troy,
ones we've named, I love. Taxi Driver is easily my number 1. I think then All the President's Men is
for me.
number 2.
Yeah.
And then Rocky. I love Rocky, but All the President's Men's really good.
For me, I got to go Taxi Driver, Network, All the President's Men. And sorry, Troy, I got to it was definitely the fourth best movie of that year.
You tell it to the Academy.
and I love Owen Winkler. One of my all-time.
I do too.
One of
I
my
do
all-time favorite. Goodfellas. Shout out.
Listen, it's so much so.
I was fortunate to work on a film of his. Thank God.
Robert Chartoff
Rest in peace, Bob Chartoff.
is a character in Love and Temptation. I actually use his name as my unseen bad guy, just because I wanted to throw a shout out to him.
Yeah, dude. The Chartoff Winkler dynasty, man.
Totally. All right, so let's get this. We're getting ourselves
Yeah,
down
that
to
was
the.
tough.
Let's work it
I
in.
would say by a hair. I voted 1999 like by a hair.
That was a really
That's
tough
tough.
one. That was and again, it's just how things get
So
seeded.
Mike Tyson beats Foreman with a nasty
Yeah.
body shot, crumples him.
So Steve, you want to handle 69-74? Another brutal.
Well, for me, it's brutal, but I was on the hairy edge with 1974 to vote for it. So I feel like 69 crushes it. Because it was for me the 74
what's the film for you?
1997 battle was really
what's
really too
the film?
close.
What's the film that's crushing it for you?
Oh my
Is it
God.
Butch Cassidy.
Yeah, Butch Cassidy just crushes it.
Yeah, you guys have any say in this? I love my Chinatown and Godfather and Young Frankenstein, and it's again a loaded year. But
Again, I go back to if I'm strolling around on cable and I'm going to different channels and Blazing Saddles shows up or Chinatown shows up or Young Frankenstein shows up, I would still watch Sundance Kid over all of that. And that's
But what's the better
Everyone
year?
has their personal preference. And I think, if I was looking at like my top 5, like Butch Cassidy, True Grit, Easy Rider, Midnight Cowboy, maybe Wild
I
Bob
think I
might
would
be in
watch
there.
Easy Rider over.
I think my top 5 with like Texas Chainsaw, Young Frankenstein, Chinatown, Godfather, and Blazing Saddles. Whew. Personally, being a horror fan, I love the original Texas Chainsaw. Godfather's the Godfather. Love Chinatown. And Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein. Like we said, 2 of the greatest comedies ever.
Yeah.
right.
In the same year. My vote's for 74 at this point.
I've got to go 74 as well. I think that once again, I think the best overall movie probably comes out of 69. Maybe the best too, because I love Easy Rider. I love that soundtrack. I love Jack
Godfather's
Nicholson's performance.
I think Godfather's my favorite movie out of both these.
I think that. Oh shit! Yeah, that's right. Well, either way, you can debate that 69 has 2, maybe the
They're
best 2.
all right there.
But
They're
having
top.
said all that,
That's-
I think 74 is the more complete year. Not by a lot, but I think there's a few films, even like Spielberg and Sugarland Express. That's a good film. That's Goldie Hawn. It's his like second film.
I get it. I think that's a great argument, and I agree with it.
I did too. I'm like you though. Butch Cassidy's always going to win out. He's always going to win out. I can watch that film anytime. That film.
Right, but it's not about just the film.
Oh, I know.
Otherwise,
I know.
76
Right,
wins.
right. If you take away the top 5
Of 69.
and the top 5 of 74,
And they
there's
have Hello
still
Dolly in
stuff
there.
in
69
74.
69's
I get it.
69's
a big year,
a
too.
good year, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I think 74 does maybe go a little deeper. I think maybe you're right.
I do too. It sucks because I like 69, but I think it's going to be
really tough.
74.
Like
Yeah.
what just happened with you guys is what happened with me with 76. Where it's like I don't want to get rid of Taxi Driver, but
Yeah, but but there's there's just
it's like you move.
We are discussing years. That's the discussion.
Yeah.
We're not discussing
Right.
films.
Yeah, and
so.
I keep getting tripped up with that. I keep
Yeah.
getting.
Because just going back to that heavyweight matchup again, it's like if you take away from me Fight Club, Matrix, and I don't know another movie from '99, you take away Taxi Driver and the other 3 films we were talking about. It's like '99 still has a lot of films.
It still runs deep,
and that's kind of the argument for me in '74.
Speaking of which, our last matchup in this bracket, 1985
and 99.
and 99.
It's not close for me. I don't know about you guys.
And again, this goes on volume and the depth of the year. 85 has some fantastic movies, and I voted for it before in this, and I agree it has some brilliant movies. Back to the Future, Goonies, your pinnacle ones. But the depth that 99 has, I don't think it even comes close to matching them.
Exactly. I was marginally, by a hair, convinced about
85, but 99's
85?
just going to step on the throat and crush it.
But when you put it up against this juggernaut, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like 99's depth is
99
crazy.
runs way deep.
Crazy.
Now we're at this. We're
I
at
think-
it. What is it, 74 or 99?
74, 99. This is
tough. I think that
I'm gonna look at 74 again.
It is tough, and I like the fact too that we're getting this final head-to-head is a good couple decades away because you're
Yeah.
but again, these movies in '74 still hold up today, and then some. It's better than most of the schlock that comes that I've seen the past 10 years.
The other
by
good
far.
thing is there's some really good films in here that they haven't remade. You know, like you say, Young Frankenstein. Thank God they haven't gone back and decided to remake
Absolutely.
that.
It's only a matter of
Blazing
time.
Saddles, because really you can't.
You can't, yeah.
You really can't.
For a lot of reasons.
Granted,
really can't.
They have
Don't think
remade
about
some
it.
of these films. Death Wish, obviously. Longest Yard,
Right.
obviously.
Right.
I didn't know
Taking
where-
Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, look at that.
Technically, The Conversation, if you want to go with the Will Smith.
Also, for acting, I mean, you know,
Wild Wild West?
Lenny, you know,
Lenny,
the
of
Lenny
course,
Bruce
yeah.
movie with
Yeah.
Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you look at a film like, sure, is it a great disaster film? No, but did it spark the best spoof of all time in Airplane? Yes.
Yeah.
So I got to give it just for influence sake. You know, Airport 1975.
Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. Little Jeff Bridges, Clint Eastwood, Michael Cimino directing.
I'm just amazed when you go into '99 and like Being John Malkovich
Really?
isn't even in the
Right.
Is that
It's
even in
not
the
Michael
top?
Cimino,
It's
I mean, it's
unbelievable.
completely
And
different.
that's
He only has one good film.
Oh, again, Office Space, these comedies that were so. I mean, with the kids' movies, Toy Story 2,
Right.
Like that, Iron Giant. That is just the lineup in '99 is like 20 deep,
Guys, but 74 had Benji.
but '74 has some
Benji.
amazing movies. I don't think I can name 15 that I really love in '74, and I can almost no brainer name 15 in '99 that I love.
99 is such a
Brian
great
has it. I think that's the argument right there. My vote's for
it's tough
99.
I hate having to push away these movies from these years, but that's so tough.
That's truly what
depth,
when you're looking at not just the top five, and I have to say though that the top five in '99 is not as good as the top five.
No,
That's the thing.
no,
You know what
absolutely,
it's like?
absolutely.
I feel like what's pushing 99 to kind of beat 76 and beat 74, which are two. And I think what
Monster
happened.
years.
I think what would have happened had 69 won too. Is this is like sports analogy? We're all sports guys. The 76 and the 74 and the 69. Those are teams with the best overall player on the court.
And the best starting lineup.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, just the
then-
best starting line, but like that's the best player in the court. But 99 is like 11 players deep, and they can just throw whole units.
They're
at
the
you.
Spurs. You have the
Yeah.
depth.
Yeah.
They'll beat you with anyone they put
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the court. It doesn't need to be a
Yeah.
few
The Patriots.
major pieces.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they can. They just put out this. They're just fucking deep.
It's
Right.
It's multiple units.
They can go up against Ben Roethlisberger and Le'Veon Bell, but then the whole team beats you.
right.
So-
Yeah. No name guys on the
Take
Patriots.
no
They're
name,
beating
yeah.
like who? Like what?
Right.
Yeah.
To make this give a little love to 74, I'll vote for 74 so it doesn't feel like I got shut out.
Yeah. Which it shouldn't. It's a great one. Yeah, it's true.
I think 1999 wins the bracket.
Yeah,
That's
All
the
right.
one.
Winner of the South.
Locked into the
bracket.
And
Final
this
four.
actually goes back to what we
99.
talked about, 99 and 82.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 years that we discussed.
And
early on.
90. It's actually interesting to see that 3 of the 4 years that have made it to the Final Four are only since the 90s. We haven't really gone back before then. And I think a lot of it is just maybe the depth, because before 82, there are some crazy strong years.
Well, yeah.
Just
And you guys
the
were
This-
crazy to get rid of 1939. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm
West,
going to go back to that.
the West bracket, I think, is going to be our one that's going to
break.
break through with an earlier year.
Yeah.
By the
We'll
way.
see. For the record, 99, the 1 seed.
There you
That's
go.
our first 1 seed.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Plowing through.
All right then.
Okay.
All right. Well, so that's the South bracket with the winner being 1999. A quick recap: North bracket winner 82,
Number 3 seed.
East bracket winner being 1990, which was a high seed, wasn't it?
1990 was a 6 seed.
Six
seed, and then the
George
South
Mason.
bracket 1990. So all we got to do is get the West, and then we can get down to the
you
nuts
go.
and bolts of this whole thing.
1999 for the South. You like that? You like that.
You like that?
How you like me now?